It's in the desert where we're at the start of Luc Besson's 1997 film, The Fifth Element. Now, some of the best props of the movie appear in the opening scenes. The elemental stones, earth, wind, fire, and water. The key to the inner sanctum of the Fifth Element, temple. And of course, the Mondoshowans themselves. But what about the Fifth Element itself? So let's take a look at the sarcophagus that holds the Fifth Element. Hi, I'm Rob, and this is A Constantly Racing Mind. Just a quick recap here, as I've done several videos on the items within the temple of the Fifth Element, so you can check those out in the description below. Now, the Fifth Element, which is in French, le Cinquième élément, is a French science fiction action film directed, co-written, and based on a screenplay by Luc Besson that was released in 1997 in English. Now, Milla Jovovich, Bruce Willis, and Gary Oldman feature in the film, and the basic narrative of the film is this. Now, it's set primarily in the 23rd century, and it concerns the survival of planet Earth, which falls to Korben Dallas, which is Bruce Willis, a taxicab driver and former Special Forces major, after a young woman, Jovovich, falls into his cab. Fire 4 mystical stones vital to Earth's defense against an oncoming onslaught. So if you're new here, we cover the film genres of sci-fi, horror, action-adventure, pop culture, and all things geek. So if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be aware of my new content. Now, Besson began creating the Fifth Element story when he was just 16 years old, and the picture was released when he was 38 years old. Now, Besson desired to shoot the picture in France, but no suitable sites were available. So instead, the movie was shot in London and Mauritania. Now, production designers Jean Girard and Jean-Claude Mazières were chosen after their comic-inspired parts of the film. Jean-Paul Gaultier designed the costumes. Now, the concept of the story is that every 5,000 years, a great evil comes in combination with a planetary arrangement to destroy life. So the film starts off at an ancient Egyptian temple in 1914, and aliens known as the Mondoshowans meet their human contact, a priest of a secret society. They remove the only weapon capable of destroying a tremendous evil that arises every 5,000 years for safekeeping. They have promised to return the weapon before the return of the great evil. The weapon comprises of 4 engraved stones representing the 4 classical elements, as well as a 5th element in the form of a sarcophagus, or what's in the sarcophagus. Now, it is said that the 5th element conjugates the other 4 into organic life. After taking the weapons, the Mondoshowans present a key to the priest and tell him to pass the information provoking their mission through future generations in preparation for the evil's arrival. Now, the great evil emerges in the year 2263 and destroys an interplanetary battleship when the Mondoshowans seek to return the elements to Earth. They are besieged by the shape-shifting Mangalores, another alien civilization. However, earthly scientists can collect a piece of the 5th element and use a reconstruction device to reproduce it, which takes the form of LeeLoo, a seemingly human woman. Or more formally, LeeLoo menai leka traiba lamina tekchai ekbat de sebat. Or just LeeLoo. She is one of the universe's supreme beings, and she was sent to Earth in the shape of a corporeal being to become the 5th element, the final piece of the great weapon to defeat the great evil. In other words, a spiritual being came to this world as flesh and blood, incarnate, to save the world. Take that how you will. So once again, I turned to Etsy for this item, and the seller is Takani 3D. And I will leave a link in the description. Now, this item is just under 7.5 inches and 19.08 centimeters tall, and 2.5 inches wide and around 6.35 centimeters. Add another half an inch to the overall height with the stand. Now, if you're enjoying this video, please show your support by liking the video and consider supporting me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Now this item is made out of bronze and gold PLA plastic. Now this is another candidate for some light sanding and some bronze or gold color paint. And now speaking of the Great Evil, where the hell has it been for the last 5,000 years? Or does it just go from system to system, causing death and destruction? Now, don't the Mondoshowans care about other alien life? So, I get why the Mondoshowans took the 5 elements. Archaeologists were getting closer to the secret. And worse, World War I was coming and humanity was about to kick up the violence quite a few notches in the 20th century. But why come back just before the great evils return in the 23rd century? Why not come into 22nd century? Or late in the 21st century when things were probably not as destructive or maybe more quiet? So why not give themselves some more time? Now we can see LeeLoo, a superior being who speaks in a spiritual or divine language. Besson and his future wife, Jovovich, made up a language. They did this on their spare time, I guess. What are they? Angels of some sort, or just some ancient aliens? Is this language supposed to be Enochian? Just asking for a friend, but let me know your thoughts on these questions and any other questions you might have about the Fifth Element. Like this video, watch this one next for more Fifth Element fun, or this other video because Google says you will like it. Take care.